I don't know how we're doing for time. Did I see somebody waving at me at the back? I think we got one more question. Okay.
Hi, my name is Matthew.
Hello, Matthew.
How you doing?
All right, mate.
Excellent. I just want to say it is really cool to speak to an action figure. I don't know, it's something big for me, so it's something I've always wanted to do. And before I ask my question, I just wanted to say to everybody here, I've driven 4 hours to be here. With one, yeah, that's it. I know people probably.
Are you mad?
I know. I should have put a 1 in front of that. Maybe 14 hours. Look impressive. But I just wanted to say it's my first time coming to one of these conventions, and one of my friends brought me, and I wanted to say to all the people here, you guys are some of the nicest, coolest, most interesting people, and the joy you get. I'm a huge action figure collector, and the joy I see, I love it. I love it. So
how long have you been here?
I've been here at this convention today. I think, my friend left at 4 in the morning, so we got here at like 8. Okay. And I've been here since 8.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you're still awake.
I'm still awake.
Probably be awake on.
From I don't want to say Ottawa. People don't like Ottawa.
You're trying to tell us you're a con-virgin, aren't you?
What's that?
You're trying to tell us you're a con-virgin.
Yes. I just want to say.
He'll soon learn, won't he?
Maybe I haven't been here.
He'll straighten you out.
That's my first show. So, my question is this: I am an aspiring actor myself. I've been doing it for quite some time. It's so much fun. One of the things I've been privileged to do is voice work, and I find you can wear your skivvies and go in there and have at her, and it's one of the most freeing, satisfying.
Speedo on the set. I usually wear a Speedo. I found that.
I was gonna ask you what you wear in the booth. No.
It's more information than you needed, I know, but anyway. Yes, go on.
My question is this. It is one of the hardest professions to get into, but one of the most, it's extremely rewarding and so much fun when you can get gigs, and acting gigs and things like that. And I wanted to ask you, it's safe to say I'm never going to be lucky enough and blessed like yourself and the other actors to voice a Transformer. So I wanted to get maybe a description, a vivid, detailed description of you wake up, you go into the studio, and what's it look like? Because the studios that I've gone in and done voice work are kind of ghetto. Like they're like little small booths, and they're nothing crazy. I mean, do you have like foie gras and wine in there, and is Michael Bay in there? Like just explain it through your eyes if you can.
Okay, I will. I'm just gonna add a little caveat to that because obviously you're inspiring, so I'm going to give you some advice. You may not want it, but I'm going to give it to you anyway because I don't care.
Nice.
I do. Is that one of the things that I've found that's most useful that I've done, which has helped me a lot on the set, particularly, is that people often say to me, how did you get into this and why? How does it work? And I said, you've got to be able to understand the voicing, the characters. One of the things I found useful is that my musical background, understanding pacing and tone, and the use of your voice as almost a percussive instrument at times. So that part of it, the musical side of it, was very, very useful for timing. But the other thing that you really have to understand is the technicalities of the set. And so when I've choreographed films like King Arthur, whatever, because I'm behind the camera, I understand editing. I understand how technically the cameras are working. I understand how the actors are working. I understand that kind of stuff. So when you're on a big set, like a Transformers set, and let me tell you, they don't come much bigger, and I've done some big films, these are huge. When you're working on that, you have to have an awareness of all of those things. So my advice to you would be do everything that you can do. Do comedy, do musical stuff, do stage stuff, do anything and everything you can. All of it you will use at some point in the proceedings. You'll be pulling ideas or technical things out of the air that you've got in your little tool bag of tricks. But when we go in to do the voice stuff at the end of the film, it's usually in a sound state, mixing stage, which is like a small theatre, film theatre, with seats in it, with a big screen in it, and behind you is the sound booth with a big glass. So it's like a recording studio, but it's got a film screen in it. And sometimes they'll put a band in there or whatever, but usually it's just me and Michael. And actually, the funniest part is that when we go and do the stuff at his studio, he'll go to everybody, sometimes all the producers are in there and there's technical guys, he'll go, right, out, throws everybody out, and he'll go, right, let's have some fun, right? And he'll do that, and he'll direct it. And we have a laugh and have a giggle, and that's how the characters develop, and people can relax and do it. But you're in a big film soundstage type recording studio with the mic and a big screen, so I can see the character and what the character's doing. And technically, I like to have one can on, so I can hear Michael's direction, but also hear what the guys are saying in the control room. And they'll give me the cues, and sometimes you get a countdown cue. And sometimes, because the line will change, he'll go, no, don't say that, say this. So the timing goes out the window, so I just have to ad-lib it, and he will fit it to what the mouth is saying. And then they'll have a camera in the studio sometimes filming me doing the lines so they can match my mouth to the camera. So it's a complex technical thing. It doesn't, as I say, it's drawn out when people think that it's all set in concrete. It's not. A film is about evolution of a character and of an idea.